Live from Oklahoma City, you're watching Good Day Oklahoma.
It's 11 o'clock. Strong storms across Oklahoma have left thousands without power this morning.
That doesn't mean that criminals are not finding new ways to distribute it and users are not finding new ways to get access to it.
Plus, synthetic unregulated drugs available at smoke shops and gas stations, drawing attention from state officials across Oklahoma.
And a dramatic rescue after an injured hiker in southwest Oklahoma needed to make an air transport off of Mount Scott. We're going to show you. Good morning. Welcome to Good Day Oklahoma at 11. I'm Matt Stafford.
And I'm Chloe Budemis. It's been kind of a busy morning here. You know, we've had OG&E crews across the metro with power lines down. Power's been out. So, yeah, the storms were crazy.
Last I saw, we've still got like 40,000 people across the state that don't have power to both their home or their business out there. So we got to keep a track on all of this. Let's get a check on our forecast first of all.
Now, your first forecast from the First Warning Weather Team.
That's right, we had some crazy storms, and they've been classified as a derecho by the National Weather Service office in Norman. Now, a derecho is a line of thunderstorms here that lasts for at least 250 miles with severe wind gusts the entire time. We also need 5 significant wind gusts. Significant wind gusts are wind gusts over 75 miles an hour. And you can see we had 4 here. There were a couple more not on this that got us over, a couple more 80s. But 102 in Hinton was the highest wind gust that we saw. And that is just incredible. That's why we see so much damage here with these significant wind gusts. 40,000 people right now in Oklahoma without power, most of them still in Oklahoma City. There's also some stoplights out that I passed on my way to the coffee shop today. 85 the high for today. Isolated storms in southeastern Oklahoma. We're tracking more damage from the storms this week and storms for the rest of the week. We have temperatures heating back up into the 90s. I'll have the rest of the forecast here in a few minutes, guys.
Thank you, Connor. Right now, we're tracking damage following heavy winds and hard rain from overnight.
Yeah, Good Day Oklahoma's Emma McAndrews is live near some of the damage that she's found out there. Emma, tell us, where are you right now and what are you seeing?
Matt, Chloe, I am here off Southeast 104th Street in Sooner Road, where the road is currently completely blocked off in both ways, south and northbound. Now, where you can see several power lines are down. Now, this actually stretches this closure from here at this intersection of Sooner and 104 to about halfway to the next intersection, which is Sooner Road and Southeast 89th. That's about a half mile that is closed on Sooner Road for these crews to work on these power lines that are down. We were on the other side when the closure and saw several other power lines and poles down on this stretch. So as many as I've seen, at least 5 since we've been on both sides of this closure. Now, that's kind of been the story of most of the damage that we have seen today, is power lines being down and then loose things kind of thrown around here and there. Now, I asked police if they know when this closure will be cleared. They say they don't have a time frame right now. They are just trying to let these crews get to these power lines, get them fixed, get them off the ground, and make it safe for everyone traveling on these roads. Now, we're about 4 miles southeast of another closure that happened on Bryant Avenue closer to I-240 this morning. That area has since been opened for traffic. Now, we'll continue to follow this closure and update you with more details as we get them. Reporting in Southeast Oklahoma City for Good Day Oklahoma, I'm Emma McAndrews.
Emma, thank you for the look at the damage there. The city of El Reno is releasing a statement about storm damage in their area. They're asking you to avoid any impacted areas that you might see, including the Crimson Creek Golf Course. They have multiple down power lines on their property. The Skyview residential area on the north side of town also received some damage. City officials say if you do see any damage to report it to OG&E and your local authorities.
As crews work to restore power, we've got your back with some do's and don'ts when it comes to outages. It could take hours for them to reach your neighborhood or individual homes, so here are some things you can do as you wait. First of all, you need to make sure you have any major appliances unplugged. Leave at least one light switch on so you know when you have power and it can report back to OG&E. If you're using heaters or generators, as you wait, refuel them outside, away from any sparks or downed power lines. And lastly, as OG&E gets to your home, let them know if you're using a generator for their safety. They also want you to remember, don't touch or remove debris within 10 feet of a power line, and be sure to stay away from standing water or puddles near wires and appliances. Don't operate heaters or lamps without proper ventilation, and never burn charcoal indoors. Also, do not go near sparking equipment, down power lines, or anything that the power lines are touching.
11:05 this morning, a hiker who was rescued on Mount Scott in southwest Oklahoma is recovering this morning. Oklahoma Highway Patrol and the National Guard had to work together to help him out. OHP got the call Saturday from the Department of Emergency Management. They said there was a critically injured hiker. OHP determined the only way to safely move the person was by air. National Guard, they deployed a UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter. Oklahoma's Task Force 1 sent a search and rescue team to the effort as well. The three agencies eventually located and airlifted that hiker to medical care.
The owner of an Oklahoma towing company is now facing charges following an investigation into a stolen vehicle. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation received a report about a potentially stolen Dodge Ram TRX late last year. Investigators say the truck had its VIN number switched to a fake one. OSBI special agents determined the truck was registered to Chickasaw Towing in Pauls Valley, which is owned by 40-year-old Dustin Horn. Investigators later found the pickup's true VIN, which was registered to an insurance company in Houston. Horn was arrested on charge of obtaining property by false pretenses.
Officials in Oklahoma are issuing a warning about kratom and other alkaloids. The Oklahoma Office of the Chief Medical Examiner and the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics say they're seeing an increase in fatal overdoses tied to these substances. Between January of last year and May of this year, officials saw 58 death cases where they found one or more alkaloid compound-related substances in biological samples. Here's what the State Bureau of Narcotics has to say about it.
It is illegal in Oklahoma to sell any metragenine alkaloid that is above 1% 7-hydroxy. It is already illegal in Oklahoma, but that doesn't mean that criminals are not finding new ways to distribute it and users are not finding new ways to get access to it.
Of the 58 cases the toxicology lab received where a kratom-related substance was detected, Tulsa County had the highest rate with 14 cases. That was followed by Oklahoma County with 9. Well, not every health threat comes with obvious warning signs. Some are hiding in plain sight, and some are spreading inside healthcare facilities. This morning, we're taking a closer look at concerns that experts say deserve more attention, including Candida auris. It's a dangerous drug-resistant fungus that's a growing concern nationwide.
That's right. As Good Day Oklahoma's Rob Hagan learned, the fungus spreads easily in hospitals and nursing homes and poses the greatest risk to people who are already seriously ill.
Oklahoma health officials are warning about a dangerous drug-resistant yeast called Candida auris, or C. auris. The fungus spreads easily in hospitals and healthcare facilities, especially among patients who are already sick or have weakened immune systems. It can cause serious infections, including life-threatening bloodstream infections, and can survive on surfaces for weeks or even months. Health experts say patients with breathing tubes, feeding tubes, or catheters are at higher risk. More than 1 in 3 patients die within a month of being diagnosed with an invasive C. auris infection. The state health department says since its discovery in 2009, cases have been reported in dozens of countries, including here in the U.S. This is a time-lapse video of the case count in Oklahoma. The state reported 352 cases since 2023 compared to just 2 cases before then. So far in 2026, 129 cases have been identified statewide. When it comes to killing C. auris, health experts warn not all disinfectants are created equal. The EPA has a list of products proven to be effective against the multi-drug resistant fungus known as EPA List P. Many of the products contain ingredients like bleach, hydrogen peroxide, or parasitic acid. Health experts say many infections don't respond to common antifungal medications. Some strains are even resistant to all major antifungal drugs. C. auris can cause infections in different parts of the body like the blood, wounds, and ears. Symptoms may be similar to infections caused by bacteria like fever or chills. There's not a common set of symptoms specific for C. auris infections.
That was Rob Hagan reporting. The state health department's telling the public that they face a low risk regarding C. auris. They say it doesn't occur easily outside of healthcare facilities. For a list of effective products to kill C. auris, go to okcfox.com.
Turning now to our coverage of crisis in the classroom, a recent report by the Oklahoma Tax Commission reveals who is benefiting the most from the parental choice tax credit. It went into effect in 2023 and provides a refundable income tax credit of up to $7,500 for school expenses to parents with children in private schools. Out of nearly 40,000 applications last year, officials say only about 3,700 students previously attended a public school. Households making between $75,000 and $150,000 a year benefited the most. The second highest benefit went to high-income earners making more than $250,000 a year. Coming up next, talks between the U.S. and Iran continue as both sides look to secure an end to hostilities.
Vice President J.D. Vance is in Switzerland as the Trump administration tries to turn a temporary ceasefire with Iran into a lasting peace deal.
As national correspondent Kayla Gaskins reports, major obstacles still remain.
Vice President J.D. Vance touched down in Switzerland Sunday morning for direct talks with the Iranians.
These things are always a little bit messy.
Discussions continued late into the evening, including robust discussions on all elements of the nuclear deal. Pakistani and Qatari officials were there to help mediate. The goal: turn a 60-day ceasefire into a longer-term peace deal.
We're all working towards regional peace. There, of course, are going to be sometimes disagreements about precisely how to get there.
Vance projecting optimism about one of the biggest threats that could tank negotiations: the conflict in Lebanon between Israel and the Iranian-funded terror group Hezbollah.
I actually feel great about where we are in Lebanon. There's still some additional wood to chop, but we're going to keep on working at it.
Iran insists no broader deal can be reached until the Israel-Hezbollah war is resolved. While not officially over, the latest ceasefire appears to be holding again after a dangerous breakdown Friday and Saturday. But the core dispute remains. Hezbollah leaders say Israel must leave southern Lebanon. Israel's prime minister says that is not happening.
We will remain in the security zone in southern Lebanon for as long as necessary.
In a Truth Social post Sunday, Trump threatened to hit Iran very hard again if it fails to rein in Hezbollah. The fighting in Lebanon spurred Iran to again declare the Strait of Hormuz is closed. But the U.S. military and Trump administration officials continue to say commercial shipping is still moving through the channel.
If this deal fails, President Trump is going to take the Strait of Hormuz over by force. The United States will control the Strait of Hormuz. We'll charge a fee for all those who go through to pay for the operation.
In Washington, I'm Kayla Gaskins.
All right, we've got a really cool time lapse here, and I'm going to nerd out a bit. This is from the derecho last night. We're going to wait for it to stop again, but take a look here at the top of the storm here as it resets here in a second. Okay, you see the supercell that was in northwest Oklahoma. This is the derecho as it was moving to Kansas. These blacks are the overshooting tops from these extremely powerful thunderstorms. You really only see this in the most powerful thunderstorms. And then down here where all these lines are, those are clouds being generated by gravity waves. So as the updraft goes up, it sends ripples out through the atmosphere, which can cause those clouds to form. A super cool time lapse again, and you can see here where all these overshooting tops to start. That's when we had those greatest wind speeds and wind gusts from last night. For today, though, and the rest of tonight, strong winds, 60 mile an hour, quarter-size hail with this marginal risk in southern and western Oklahoma. Not really that big of a deal, especially after the storms that pass through here. Storms are going to be isolated as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. There's an outflow boundary and a stationary front right down by the Red River. And again, we're expecting some storms to pop up around there, but remain isolated and probably remain to the south. Most of us will stay dry tonight. A slight risk, though, for Tuesday into Wednesday morning for northern and northwestern Oklahoma. Damaging winds, golf ball size hail, 80 mile an hour winds, very low tornado risk, but a very similar setup to what we had this morning. We could see probably not another derecho, but extremely strong winds moving through once again Tuesday night. Next weather maker here, this is that setup. The stationary front moving up here north of Oklahoma, and you see this big, strong complex of thunderstorms making its way out of Kansas, moving through Oklahoma once again. So a pretty similar setup on Tuesday than what we saw earlier today. 8 to 14-day precip outlook, though, below normal. Looking good for 4th of July weekend. 7-day temperature trend here. 90s as that stationary boundary moves to the north. 99 as we get into next week. I have triple digits in the forecast for next week as well. Above normal here for the temperature outlook, especially for 4th of July weekend. So hot and dry it's looking like right now for 4th of July. High today, 85, 30% chance for those isolated showers and thunderstorms. For tonight, low of 69, 40% chance for those showers and thunderstorms as they move north. 10-day forecast here, we're heating up here to the 90s with some rain chances. 99 by Sunday, and then look at that next Wednesday, high of 100.
Going to be warm, y'all. Connor, thank you. After the break, we're talking about why your screen time might be harmful, not just to you, but to your kids as well.
Plus, why expanded access to high-demand treatments is causing strain on some employers' ability to pay for employee health care.
Welcome back. A new study suggesting that being distracted by your phone may be impacting the relationship with your teens in your life. Researchers surveyed 600 adolescents between the ages of 12 and 17. The study found the adolescents who perceived their caregivers were frequently distracted by their phone felt less confident relying on the adults for support. The young people were also more likely to report feeling less secure in their relationships.
A new battle is brewing over some of the most popular weight loss drugs in America. While the Trump administration is moving to expand your access to these drugs, some employers are saying they can no longer afford coverage. The National News Desk's Angela Brown explains.
There's a good chance someone you know is on a GLP-1 drug. Last year, 1 in 8 adults said they were on a GLP-1 for weight loss, diabetes, or another condition. Reuters is reporting that about 10% of employers who now cover GLP-1 drugs for weight loss said they plan to drop the drugs in 2027. The reason? Costs and payoff. Daniel Labroad designs and builds healthcare plans for companies. He says the math is not adding up for some employers.
And so you say, hey, I'm going to spend $500, $1,000, $2,000 a month for my employee to get it. The problem is most 25 to 30% of employees stop it after 6 months. 50% stop after 12 months. So if I put an employee on, if I just spent $12,000 to $20,000 on an employee for a GLP-1 for a year and then they drop it, what happened? I wasted as an employer. I wasted $20,000 in claims.
The waste, he says, happens after someone stops. Most patients will gain the weight, so those months of claims don't pay off long term. Now, you've probably seen the headlines that GLP-1 prices are coming down. That's true. It's a real shift. Chris Klum, the deputy administrator of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, told Fox Business earlier this year that the administration's drug pricing deals are being felt.
Right now, if you need a GLP-1, you're now paying half of what you were paying just a couple of months ago before he announced those deals.
But that savings is showing up in direct sales and on Medicare and Medicaid, not necessarily in the deals employers negotiate for their workers. Last year, the president announced a deal that would cover obesity drugs for adults at lower prices through Medicare and Medicaid. In addition to short-term users, there are also long-term users, and more people actually qualify for a GLP-1. Health experts say that even if the prices go down, since more people qualify, more people will sign up, and costs could still go up. Reporting in Washington, D.C., I'm Angela Brown.
Angela, thank you. More discussions over data centers here in the Sooner State. We're going to tell you why locals are saying the issue is bigger than just economics.
And they're putting the student and student athletes. See how these Sooners put together one of the best GPAs on record for OU athletics.
You're watching Good Day Oklahoma.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Day Oklahoma. It's 11:30 and we're glad you're sticking with us today.
Hey, I'm Matt Stafford, Chloe Budamus
And I'm Chloe
here.
Budamus.
We are getting rolling on this 11. I think a lot of people still getting up today thinking, what in the world was that last night? Crazy storm that
Even
we've
me,
had.
when I woke up, I kind of, when you hear a storm, you're still semi-asleep.
Yeah.
So it's like I didn't know exactly what was going on until I woke up.
I jumped out of my bed when the Apple phone went off. I thought it was my alarm. It was not. It was the warning for the storm coming through. We've got to track where things are going from here. We got Connor Baldwin with us today. Connor, how are things looking out there?
Well, they're looking a lot better than the derecho that came through. The National Weather Service office in Norman has classified this as a derecho. It lasted for over 250 miles with severe wind gusts the entire time. You can see the severe thunderstorm warnings tracking that entire 260-mile track. It also had 5 significant wind gusts or more. Now, right here, it's just 4 right here above 75, but there were others not included on this list. Hinton up to 102 miles an hour for their wind gusts. A destructive storm. We had that destructive warning over here in the metro, and that's why our phones went off at about 1:15 this morning. It woke me up too. And still 35,000 people in Oklahoma don't have power. 12,000 still in Oklahoma County still don't have power. For today, high of 85. Isolated rain chances here except for southeastern Oklahoma where it's more widespread. Coming up, I'll have damage from the storms this morning, storm most days this week, and temperatures heating back up. I'll have all that here in a few minutes, guys.
Right now, we're tracking damage following heavy winds and hard rain from overnight.
Yeah, Good Day Oklahoma's Emma McAndrews is live near some of the damage that we found this morning. Emma, tell us, where are you and what are you seeing?
Matt, Chloe, I'm here off of Sooner Road in Southeast 104th Street, where more power lines, that's what we're finding. That's the story today. So like I said, we're right here off Sooner Road in Southeast 104th Street, where you can see several power lines. You can see crews starting to work and get these power lines fixed. Now, this stretch is actually here from this intersection at Sooner and 104 to about halfway to the next intersection, which is Sooner Road and Southeast 89th. About half a mile is closed on Sooner Road. Now, where we were on the other side, where the other side of the closure is, we saw several other power lines and poles down. I would estimate about at least 5 poles down. You can see crews, again, working to get that back up. That has been the story of most of the damage that we have seen today, and just being power lines being down and then loose things kind of thrown around here and there. Now, I asked police if they know when this closure will be cleared. They said they don't have a time frame right now. They are just letting these crews get in and make sure that this area can be safe for people driving on the roadways and get these power lines fixed. Now, where we were earlier this morning is about 4 miles southeast of another closure that happened on Bryant Avenue, closer to I-240 this morning. Now, we were there this morning and that road, both lanes were blocked off. It has now been cleared and that traffic is opened up. Now, right now, all the lanes, like I said, closed for about half a mile. So you're going to want to avoid this area if you take Sooner Road to work, or if you're going to get lunch, whatever the case may be. Avoid this area because they are not letting anyone through. We actually saw someone who lives just down the street who they were not letting them through. So it's definitely a safety issue, making sure, trying to keep everyone safe. Now, we'll continue to update as we learn more about this situation and when these closures will end and they will be safe to drive on again. Reporting in Southeast Oklahoma City for Good Day Oklahoma, I'm Emma McAndrews.
All right, Emma, thank you. President Trump's renewing his call for military intervention in Chicago. It's a response to a batch of shootings over the weekend that killed at least 7 people and injured 38 others. In a post online, the president insisted that he would make Chicago a safe city within a month and one of the safest cities within a year. According to Chicago police, there were at least 24 shootings across the city. Among those killed, a 21-year-old was shot in the chest and an 18-year-old was shot in the arm. A 50-year-old was also shot. Police are looking for at least 2 suspects who opened fire on a crowded street Friday evening, injuring 12 people.
3 people are dead after their plane crashed down in Ohio over the weekend. Police in Geauga County say that the single-engine aircraft went out for a day trip but crashed 1 mile from the local airport while returning. All 3 occupants were found dead on arrival. The victims have been identified as 2 men in their 70s as well as a 40-year-old. The National Transportation Safety Board and the Federal Aviation Administration have been notified.
Conversations are continuing over proposed data centers around the state, including Canadian County. Some residents say the issue is bigger than economic development.
They worry projects planned near Piedmont could permanently change the communities they call home. Good Day Oklahoma's Robert De La Garza has the details.
Residents met Saturday for an open discussion about a proposed data center that could soon move into their rural parts of Canadian County.
It's an isolated area, it's rural, it's beautiful, and it's just disappointing that people who moved out there are going to lose that.
A rural lifestyle residents like Mary Allred hope to protect.
God created this earth. It's been given to us, and then we take it and we destroy it, and you can't get it back.
Neighbors fear over the potential impact on the environment, especially in a large agricultural community.
A lot of that's going to be heavily impacted with all of this pollution and noise that they're wanting to bring into our backyards.
Water was another major concern.
We can't drink money, and this is a moral dilemma that we're in,
which residents say is already a challenge in parts of the area.
So just the thought of putting in a data center in an area where there's already not enough water for the citizens.
A fight not just about one city.
Piedmont residents do not want this, and the city council just doesn't seem to care. We're here to stand up for each other together to stop this.
But about preserving their rural way of life.
That's Robert De La Garza reporting. The Piedmont City Council is going to meet tonight. Residents can comment on the proposed data center and the related zoning changes.
22 Oklahoma women were honored for making a difference in their communities. The United Nations Association of Oklahoma City and the Happy World Foundation will host the 2026 Women of Impact Awards Saturday. Organizers say the honorees were selected from hundreds of nominations for their work in education, healthcare, business, and community service.
It's not just about their titles and their leadership. We've got plenty of titles in there, but these are women that are filling the gaps. Some of these women, for example, one woman has over her career of being a professor given back over 110,000 new books in the hands of children through her Books for Tots program.
The women also received special recognition from the Oklahoma legislature for their contributions.
Take a look at this. The Oklahoma City Fire and Police Departments working together to corral a horse. Yes, that's right. Officials with the fire department say someone knocked on the station door this morning saying a horse was running around near Southeast 66th Street. Firefighters grabbed a rope. They worked with police officers. They safely corralled the horse. They did return it to its owner. OKCFD says serving the community doesn't just mean putting out fires. They're proud to be a, quote, all hazards response agency. Nice work there.
It's a very Oklahoma thing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, a record number of Oklahoma shelter animals are getting a second chance at finding a home. Norman and Moore Animal Welfare are partnering with Dog is My Co-Pilot to transport 88 dogs and cats to rescue groups and organizations in Colorado, Montana, and Oregon. The flight is the largest rescue transport in Norman animal welfare history and is aimed at easing overcrowding at local shelters. Officials say most of the animals have already been matched with rescue partners or prospective adopters.
University of Oklahoma student athletes set a new program record this past spring for the highest single semester cumulative, hard to spit that one out there, GPA. They posted a 3.33, surpasses the previous mark of 3.31 that was set last spring. The achievement also marked the 29th straight semester OU student athletes have finished above a 3.0. OU's director of athletics says the athletes are chasing national championships, but he's happy they are also setting themselves up to perform well after they graduate. Well, it all comes down to the rubber match today in Omaha. The OU Sooners men's baseball team playing for a national championship. This morning, we're getting a look at Game 2 in the series. Here's Good Day Oklahoma's Colby Daniels with the latest.
After a dominant Game 1 victory on Saturday night, Oklahoma entered Sunday one win away from their first College World Series championship since 1994. And the Sooners, as they have so often throughout this magical run, struck early. Aggressive base running and clutch hitting gave the Sooners a 2-run first inning, and OU seized momentum early, while freshman Xander Mercurius struck out 6 hitters through 2 innings. But the Tar Heels rallied to score 3 in the third and never looked back, winning 6-2 and forcing a Game 3 winner-take-all matchup Monday night at 6 p.m.
Well, we took the momentum early in the game, scored 2 runs. And then Xander goes out and punches out the side in the first inning, and that's the trick in baseball is not to get away from your game plan and start trying to punch guys out, and kind of lost it a little bit. And instead of just trying to throw the ball to the target, he's trying to punch people out, and that happens. I mean, no different than we kind of get away from our plan offensively, going pitch to pitch. And we've done a really good job over the last couple of weeks with it, and we'll learn from that, and that's a good thing.
Obviously, tough loss today, but I don't think we overly care. We know that we still have the opportunity to win national championships, so it's going to be a fun atmosphere. We're excited. Have a good meal tonight, good shower, be ready for tomorrow.
We have a saying, yesterday's dead, and I feel like that's kind of been our motto throughout the whole year, and I feel like we got to move on past the today. Today doesn't affect us anymore after this conference right here. We're going on to tomorrow and how we can attack them and how we can go out and win a national championship tomorrow.
Former Oklahoma State golf star Wyndham Clark won the 126th U.S. Open at Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. Clark is now one of 24 golfers to win 2 U.S. Opens, his first at the Los Angeles Country Club in 2023. The 32-year-old becomes only the 10th ever to lead the U.S. Open wire to wire. And just after his clinching putt on 18, the 2-time major winner was surprised by his dad, who flew in for the final round on Father's Day. Hope you all had a great Father's Day. I'm Colby Daniels, and that's a look at sports.
Thanks, Colby. Still to come, big tech companies are trying to lobby Congress for protection from child harm lawsuits, why pressure is increasing on platforms worldwide.
Welcome back. Big tech companies are trying to lobby Congress for protections from child harm lawsuits. The pressure on social media companies is increasing worldwide.
National correspondent Matt Galka has more from Washington.
Some members of Congress have tried for years to put new restrictions in place for big tech social media companies in an effort to keep children safe online. One major bill, the Kids Online Safety Act, has bipartisan support, but is so far stalled out. Reuters reports Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, has been lobbying members to include immunity from child harm lawsuits from thousands of parents who say social media has hurt their families. They reportedly would drop their opposition to the bill if immunity language was included. A spokesperson for one of the bill's sponsors, Tennessee Republican Senator Marsha Blackburn, told Reuters, "We have not seen that proposed language and would never consider it."
For years, Meta has done everything in its power to keep Mr. Zuckerberg from the witness stand, and after his testimony in this case, we know why. He has lied to Congress for years.
Blackburn ripped into Meta co-founder Mark Zuckerberg at a hearing last month in the wake of multi-million-dollar verdicts in California and New Mexico that found the company liable for designing addictive platforms that affected mental health, endangering children, and misleading the public about platform safety. There are reportedly more than 2,000 pending lawsuits Meta is facing. And they're not the only big tech company lobbying Congress. According to OpenSecrets.org, Meta spent almost $26.3 million on federal lobbying in 2025. Amazon spent nearly $19 million, and Alphabet, the parent company of Google, spent more than $16.5 million. The state of Florida has also launched multiple lawsuits targeting big tech companies OpenAI, Snapchat, and most recently TikTok for child safety reasons.
That begs a bigger question. It's kind of like the old Frankenstein novel. If you create a monster and it hurts people, are you not responsible?
The pressure big tech is facing here in the United States comes as governments around the world look to outright ban the platforms for kids. The UK announced this week they're looking to ban social media for children under 16 by 2027. Reporting in Washington, I'm Matt Galka.
All right, we've got a super cool time lapse here. This is the infrared satellite from the DeRay show last night. We'll see the supercell that popped up in northwestern Oklahoma and then the reds in the DeRay show here. Now, as it starts to strengthen, these black colors are from the overshooting tops, this extremely strong thunderstorms. That's what produces those overshooting tops. So when we see those, we know we have an extremely strong thunderstorm. And these waves down here are also super cool. When the updraft rises through the atmosphere, it puts ripples through the atmosphere. And that's why we can see these clouds here in these little ripple formations coming off right off the storm. Super cool IR satellite there. And we have a marginal risk for the rest of the day. 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-sized hail, very low tornado risk, and a very low risk just in general. Some isolated storms here forming along the outflow boundary and stationary front that's down by the Red River. We could see some showers and storms move up north into Oklahoma. We have about a 30% chance for rain today and 40 tonight. We have a slight risk here Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. 80-mile-an-hour gusty winds, golf ball size hail, very similar setup to what we saw this morning. This is going to be our next weather maker here. The stationary front's going to move north, some showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon hours, and then boom, this big complex of storms, just like last night, coming through Oklahoma. We're going to be watching that, especially that wind threat, much like we saw this morning. 8 to 14-day precip outlook, though, below normal for our 4th of July weekend. Looking pretty good. 7-day temperature trend up to the 90s, 99 by the weekend. 8 to 14-day, again, above average for our 4th of July weekend. For today, 85, 30% chance for those showers and thunderstorms. For tonight, 69 hours our low, 40% chance for those showers and thunderstorms. 10-day forecast here. We have rain chances through Friday, as well as those highs getting up to the mid-90s. 99 by Sunday, and then look at that. Next Wednesday, high of 100.
Hey, well, what are we going to do after we do the package there? Are we going to say anything at the end, or are we just... So what I'm asking you is, do we say anything? Okay, yep.
Running out of storage and worried about losing your favorite photos? Elise Ivy and Christina Daves have a simple way to back up your memories in seconds. Here's today's America's Steals and Deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Noki.
I'm here with Christina Daves, who's got an exclusive offer on a simple way to protect all your photos and videos. No cloud, no fees. Christina, what do you have for us?
I've got the photo backup stick. So it doesn't matter which kind of phone you have. Okay. They have 3 different ways to plug it in.
Okay.
You literally plug this in, you download their app, you put this in, and you can download your photos.
Amazing.
How many pictures do you have on your phone?
Okay, I have over 100,000 pictures on my phone. Please don't judge that.
Okay, so the 41,005 that I have is actually really good. But imagine if your phone was stolen and you lost all those pictures. You've lost
every picture of my dog.
So
that's it.
That's why these are so great to have. And so there's 2 different sizes. There's a 64 gigabyte where you get over 19,000 pictures and about 3,500 minutes of video. Fantastic. And then the bigger one, which we are both going to need, is 128 gigs, over 38,000 pictures and about 7,000 minutes of video.
This is so important. Think about new moms taking pictures of their babies. Think about, you know, the fact that I had an experience where we had a flood and I lost all of our physical pictures of my grandmother. I'm so sad about that. This would have been the solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a great price for you today. It's 30% off. It's $41.99 or $55.99.
Amazing. Well, the peace of mind right there is worth it. Thank you so much for bringing us this deal. You definitely don't want to miss this offer. Head to asadeals.com before they sell out.
Now to some consumer news. Housing costs are so high, both chambers of Congress are getting together to hammer out a new massive housing bill to tackle costs. Now a new study is showing what many Americans are facing. According to Harvard University, the monthly cost of a median-priced home was $3,100 a month late last year. Now it's up to $3,200. Overall, it represents a whopping 46% increase from 2019. Costs are obviously higher today than back in 1990. That's when long-term mortgage rates were in the double digits.
Qualifying federal student loan borrowers can get a temporary interest rate cut. Borrowers on auto pay can currently get a 0.25% discount, a 25% discount. Now those who sign up for auto pay can get a reduction of 1 percentage point starting July 1st. Federal student loan holders who aren't using auto pay have until the end of September if they want to lower their interest rate. The cut will last through June 30th, 2028.
Your next Apple device might be more expensive. They're reportedly planning to raise prices on many different products to offset a shortage of one necessary component. A new report from the Wall Street Journal says there's a shortage of memory chips. The report says that the price hike is because of exploding demand from artificial intelligence companies. Products include the Mac computers, iPads, and possibly the new iPhone 18. Those devices could see the first price increases when that comes up. Friends, thanks for watching us here today. We are tracking all of the weather changes. Keep us handy on the website and on the app all day long. Have a great day.